There is a specific type of paddle player that exists at every club in the world. Full kit, expensive racket, wristband on both arms for reasons nobody has questioned. They walk onto the court with the energy of someone who has definitely watched professional paddle at least once. First point, they wind up for a smash like they're trying to hit the ball into a different time zone. It goes straight into the glass. They look at the racket like it betrayed them personally. This is not a technique problem. This is a shot selection problem. And today, I'm going to give you the system that fixes it completely. 70% of paddle points are decided in the first 3 shots: the serve, the return, and the first volley. Not the smash, not the Vibora, the first 3 shots. Most amateur players spend their practice time on the spectacular stuff and completely ignore the foundation it's supposed to be built on. So that's where we start. The serve has one job. Force your opponent to hit up, not win the point, not intimidate anyone. Just force the return low, so your first volley has something to work with. The mistake almost every player makes is serving too fast. A fast serve that sits up gives your opponent a comfortable return, and you're already in trouble. A slower serve with heavy slice that stays below knee height forces your opponent into a position where the lob is almost physically impossible. Check where your opponent makes contact. Below the knee means your serve is working. Above the knee means you're handing them options they shouldn't have. For this stand at the service line, drop feed the ball and practice slicing it into the side glass, keeping the trajectory as low as possible. If the ball bounces back above knee height, the slice wasn't heavy enough. If it stays low and skids, you've got it. 50 reps before your next court session. Feels tedious until the first match where your opponent can't get the lob off, and suddenly it's the best decision you ever made. Mix your directions. Serve to the tee, serve to the glass, and in important points, try the body serve. Most players are so focused on where they're going to smash the return that a ball aimed directly at them causes a small but very entertaining crisis. Keep 70 to 80% of first serves in. Missing the first serve relaxes your opponent and almost guarantees a lob. The return has one rule. Put the ball back in, that's the whole job. On an easy serve return with a lob aimed at the weaker player and follow it to the net. On a good serve, return low and aim it back at whoever served. The server has to move to the net after serving, which means they're hitting their first volley while moving. Their partner is standing still. A return aimed at the moving player is always harder to deal with. It sounds obvious when you say it out loud. It also gets ignored approximately 100% of the time at club level. For this, have a partner feed serves from different directions at varying speeds. Your only goal is to get every single one back in play regardless of quality. No lobs, no winners, just back in. It will expose exactly how many returns you were missing that you told yourself were unlucky. 10 minutes twice a week and your return percentage climbs faster than any technical fix ever will. If the serve is exceptional, go down the line. It's technically easier and pulls the server wide, bringing your partner back into the point. 2 missed returns per game is the difference between winning and losing more often than any other single factor. The first volley keeps the pressure moving. It is not the shot to be creative with. If you serve to the glass, your first volley goes to the center. If you serve to the center, your first volley goes to the corner. Always aim at the player who just returned because they're still recovering and hitting on the move. Changing direction hands their partner an easy ball from a static position, and suddenly you're defending from the net, which is a deeply uncomfortable place to be. Stop before you volley. You're running to the net and you hit with full forward momentum. The ball flies long or sits up and your opponent unloads on it. Take a split step just before contact, kill the inertia, then volley. For this, have a partner feed balls from the baseline while you run toward the net and practice stopping completely before each volley. No split step means no volley. The drill feels unnatural for about a week, and then suddenly hitting volleys while moving feels like the strange thing. The split step takes half a second. The point you lose without it takes the same amount of time. Do the maths. 3 sets of 15 volleys each session. Once the foundation is solid, the finishing shots start working. The forehand volley wins 17% of all points at professional level. Keep the swing short, add spin to keep the ball low off the glass, and aim around the service line to create doubt about whether to play the wall or take it early. The Vibora is brutal when it's right. Heavy preparation behind the head, elbow and wrist driving through the ball, the goal being a shot so low on the glass it barely comes up. Do not attempt this on a crucial point the first week you learn it. The kick smash ends rallies when the ball is genuinely high enough. Top spin, wrist snap at contact, the ball hits the glass and rises out. Only use it when the ball is actually there. Using it on every high ball is how the guy with both wristbands ends up staring at his racket again. 3 shots that decide 70% of points. 3 exercises that build them under pressure. 3 finishing shots that close the rest. The expensive racket doesn't decide who wins. The player who knows what shot to hit and when beats the player still trying to smash their way out of a situation they created with a bad serve. Stop playing the spectacular shot. Start playing the right on.